Good evening, all. Welcome to another Tuesday evening service emanating from the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living in Kingston, Jamaica. This service, of course, will begin with prayer, as all our functions at the Temple of Light do. After the prayer, there will be a short period of silence. And then I will go into my talk, which this evening is about Deepak Chopra's 7 spiritual laws of success. So, after that, we may have a bit of a discussion about the 7 spiritual laws, and then we go into treatments, and then the rest of the evening follows, as most of us are aware of by now. But as I say, we begin with prayer. So join me in this opening affirmative prayer. I'm praying of gratitude for the Temple of Light and its teachings, and all the congregants who support the church and try to promote its teachings. Let us go within. Within, we find God. God is our source, the source of all our abundance, the source of our health, the source of all the serenity and peace and harmony that we have. God is the source, especially, of the comradeship, the unity that we feel with each other, and in fact with all of Jamaica, those who are open and receptive to our teachings, which we call the truths of life. We know that as we open our hearts, open our minds, open our entire spirit, we are uniting with that infinite source we call God. And we're uniting with all those who believe in the unity of mankind with one another and with God. I know that God's presence is with us always, and I give thanks for God's presence here in this meeting this afternoon. And because we're guided by the light of God, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding of God, we know that this meeting is already a success in our minds and in the mind we share with God. All is good, all is prosperous, all is peace, all is joy, all is love. And knowing this, these statements are the truth that we teach. I release my words into the law of mind, and I give thanks that as I have spoken, it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Let's have a few more moments of silence. In the silence, we unite with each other and we unite with God at a higher consciousness than before. All is well, all is good, all is God. Right, let's come back to the main part of the service. Talk. I mentioned that the talk is by Deepak Chopra, and the title of the talk is taken from Chopra's book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Now, Dr. Chopra claims that he wrote this book to pass the time when he had a long flight from America to Australia. And that was certainly a good use of the time, for the book became a bestseller. I don't know if there's a copy in the church right now in the book room, but I know there was one recently. So he wrote the book on the plane between America and Australia. Good use of his time. What did you do in the last 13 hours? You may ask yourself. You probably didn't write a book, but Chopra is an old hand at writing books. He has a couple dozen to his name, if I remember rightly. And this particular book I read some time ago, and then I saw it again in the book room. And I said, let's give a talk on this book. Now, the 7 spiritual laws of success teaches us how to build a spiritual life in the modern world. It outlines 7 core principles that we can employ every day to experience more fulfillment, more harmony, more success. Let me name the 7 spiritual laws. They are the law of pure potentiality, the law of giving, the law of karma, the law of least effort, the law of intention and the desire, the law of detachment, and the law of dharma. And here's how they work. First law, the law of pure potentiality is one of the most basic and yet also one of the most mind-boggling of the 7 laws. It relies, you see, on an understanding that everything in life is interconnected, and in its purest form, life is simply energy. So since everything is energy, that energy is pliable. It can be molded into any experience that we choose. Thus, pure potentiality refers to this realm of infinite possibilities, that space before the energy takes on the forms that we experience in day-to-day life. The question, obviously, that we're going to be asking now is, how do we mold this energy? First, by taking time to be silent and to check in with ourselves. Chopra advises that everyone should learn to meditate and to try to stop the incessant thinking that the mind usually engages in. Look around you. The manifestations of the infinite intelligence of our source, the pure potentiality, exist everywhere around us. So what we need to do is to decide what manifestation we want and go after it. And there are various ways to go after it, but as Chopra says, you start off by checking in with yourself, by going into the silence. And there you will receive answers. The second law is the law of giving. This one encourages you to treat every moment as a gift. And it relies on an understanding that giving expands the energy that is available to you. What do I mean by that? The more you give, the more you have. Sounds like a paradox, but think about it. You can't give out of lack. And so the opposite is, the more you give, the more you will have. And then the more you have, the more you can give. And so on. It goes on in an infinite circle. As you go through your day, give the gift of appreciation and love in any form that feels appropriate for you. The gift may be a physical or monetary gift to a friend, a loved one, or a stranger. But it could also be the gift of a smile, positive energy, and affection. And don't we all know that the latter intangible gifts may be more appreciated than the former being the physical gifts? The smile, the appreciation, the pat on the back, quite often is better than a physical gift. When you give, Chopra says, you compound the love that you feel, causing you to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. Now, that law, the law of giving, is fundamentally related to the third principle, the law of karma. Karma is essentially the concept that you get what you give. When you emit positivity and love into the world around you, you experience more positive energy. And then the opposite is true, of course. When you are fearful or full of hate and anger and that sort of negative feelings, you will see only fear and hate, and you will appear to be the victim of others' malicious intent. That is a law of karma. What you get is what you give. If you understand karma, you recognize that every word and every action emits energy, which reinforces itself in the world around us. Obviously, then, you should choose to emit only the energy of peace and joy and love, for you want that to be your experience in the world. Law number 4, that is the law of least effort. It's often difficult for people to accept this one, the law of least effort. Why? Because our culture teaches that success usually comes through hard work and effort. But the law of least effort tells us that there is a flow to everything in the universe. And if we accept things for what they are, instead of fighting against them, just go with the flow as it was, you will find that there's a profound reason and purpose to things that are happening around you. The law of cause and effect, which Chopra didn't bring up in this particular book, but that is the fundamental law, and that is the law that is always operating. When we struggle against the flow, we create pain for ourselves. When we step back and allow the universal current of energy to guide us, life flows easily and effortlessly. So, what we want to do is resolve the energy first, and the right action will always inevitably follow. The fifth principle is the law of intention and desire. And that law tells
Vance? Vance, are you there? Yvonne or Carol? No.
Yes, I am hearing. We're hearing.
Yes. No, we shouldn't end the stream. We can do prayer requests. If anybody have any prayer requests, they can put it in the chat because he has gotten disconnected. But let's see if there are persons who want any prayer work done.
I never saw anything.
Nobody, no one asked any.
No one has asked for anything.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Carol, you can just give us a general treatment then.
Hello, hello. I'm back.
He's back now.
Oh, he's back. Okay, good.
I'm back. I'm back. Yes. I guess everybody experienced the same.
You had a power cut?
Yes, had a power cut. Had a power cut. But it was in the infinite power of God was just a GPS. So it's not quite 6:30 yet. So let's just continue with the talk for another couple of minutes, and then we can have a bit of a discussion, and then we have. Everybody can hear me? Carol Charlton, you can hear me?
Yes, I
Yes,
can.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Right. So I was talking about the law of least effort. And that one advises us to go with the flow. Don't try to fight against, to struggle against the flow of life. The flow of life we teach is that everyone is unfolding as each person should. Not that you are to accept everything, but know what you are. What you want in life, what direction you are going in, what goal you want to achieve, and allow the current of life to take you there. We have two more principles. Well, three actually. The fifth principle. This is a law of intention and desire. It tells us that every desire we hold has inherent within it, the ability to manifest in physical reality. So I'm reminded of Marcus Garvey. What the mind of man can conceive, he can achieve. And you know that Garvey had a fairly close association with science of mind. So this law, the law of intention and desire, says you cannot want something without also generating the ability to attain it. And wow, isn't that a profound statement? Most of us go through life desiring things that always seem just out of reach. Why is this? Because we do not trust in our own abilities to achieve what we desire. But that fifth principle says, when you desire something, that desire holds within it the ability to manifest that desire in physical reality. It may not be an object, of course. It may be people, a person. It may be a circumstance. It may be some sort of condition. The sixth law, the law of detachment, something happened a while ago. Not quite sure what happened. Anyway, the sixth law is the law of detachment. And this one teaches us to step back from what our logical minds think should happen in order to appreciate what already is. You see, when we try to force solutions or to demand that they take a specific form, we often miss the very joy and manifestations that we seek. So let us take time to step back, release the need for things to look the way that your mind thinks they should look. Let's cultivate surprise. What would life be without a surprise? Might be a A gift from a friend might be a birthday party, it might be some event at the Temple of Light. So let's cultivate surprise and delight as essential elements in our lives and be willing to embrace desires in unexpected forms. And now we come to the last of the 7 laws of spiritual success. This is the law of Dharma. And this concept of Dharma is an ancient one found in both Hindu and Buddhist texts. It refers to the fundamental laws of the universe and underpins the idea of right action, the law of Dharma. Chopra discusses the law in terms of reinforcing many of the other principles in the book. The key point is to recognize that you are intimately connected to everything around you, everything and everyone around you, and you receive the energy that you emit. We mentioned energy and emitting energy earlier on. The law of Dharma sort of underpins all the other laws. And Chopra reminds us, if you emit love or fear, joy or worry, you will experience more of the related energy, the energy related to the love or the fear, the joy or the worry. In other words, in a nutshell, what you give out is what you get. So those are the 7 spiritual laws of success. And one of the quotes that I really enjoy in the book is this one: the past is history, the future is a mystery, and this moment is a gift. That is why this moment is called the present. So let us embrace this moment. Let us embrace this gift that we have right now. And let me pause in my delivery and ask if there are any comments. It seems as if Jennifer Livingston and Yvonne Shan Oliver are those the only ones online now?
There are 7 people in the meeting.
No, I got it. I got the participants list. There's Yvonne Carty, hi Yvonne, Gina Slow, and so Vance, and so on. Okay, so I hope everybody heard most of the talk and can make some comments. Anybody wants me to go over the laws again, just to mention their names? Yes, I can certainly do a treatment of oneness and right action. Yes. Any discussion? No discussion? I hope that blackout didn't make you lose the whole content of the argument, you know? No discussion, no comment.
No, Rev, not really. Just that the reaffirming of as you give out what you get in
Yes.
one of the principal laws of success, and it is indeed true.
Yeah.
So we are always have to be mindful of what it is that we're giving out.
Giving out, that's right. And giving out relates both to the energy and emotion that we're giving out, and also to the actual physical things that we're giving.
Yes.
Both. of them. Okay. So let's move on now to the affirmative prayers. There was one. I didn't see who it was that wanted the right action. Anybody? So it was typed on the screen. Could that person please repeat?
Reverend Michael, it
Right.
says, Rev, can you just do a treatment of oneness and right action to cover everything because of time?
Oh, I see, because of time.
Yes, because of time.
Yes. All right. It is 6:40. Oneness and right action. These are two fundamental things that we desire. We want oneness. We want right action in our lives. And right now, because we know that what we desire has in it the potential to have that desire fulfilled, we know that the oneness and the desire that we each have in our hearts and minds, that oneness and desire is something that we can achieve. We go within, as Chopra advises, and we ask ourselves the question, what is it that we really want? Because sometimes what we want on the surface is not what we really want in deep down. So we ask what we really want, and we unite with the infinite mind of God that we share. And we know that because we live in a world of infinite possibilities, our desires automatically begin being fulfilled as we desire the particular manifestations. This is how the law works. And this is how the world works. And we continue to desire the good for all. We continue to emit positive feelings, positive intentions, positive energy. And we know that as the farmer who plants one seed gets back the crop 100 times over, we know that what we plant in mind comes to us magnified. I know this, I believe this, and I release my words into the law of mind, and I give thanks that as I have spoken, it is so. So there we have,
So it is.
so it is, there we have an all-embracing one treatment. So Vance, can we move on to the next part of it, where we are going to be looking at some of the things that are coming up. One of them being the Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Yes, okay, Yvonne Shang Oliver. I do affirmative prayer of love.
And I have a affirmative prayer of light and illumination, Reverend Michael.
Light and illumination. Oh, good.
Yes.
All
So
right.
could you please do those two before you move on for me?
Yes. So we just mentioned that Reverend John comes on at 6 o'clock, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we go back now to an affirmative prayer of love for Yvonne Shan Oliver, to be followed by light and illumination for Jennifer.
Could you add Juliet to that affirmative prayer of love? She phoned in today. Juliet.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So this is for both Juliet and Yvonne Shan Oliver. And of course, anyone whose heart and minds are open and receptive to an influx of love. Love is all there is. Love is God. God is love. There is nothing but God in the universe. There is nothing but love in the universe. And right now, we connect with God. We connect with that source of love. And for Juliet and Yvonne Shan Oliver, especially, but also for others who are open and receptive to love, I declare and believe that the love of God is now pouring itself into their hearts and minds. Love fills them both from the soles of their feet to the crowns of their heads. And that love overflows and emanates and emits from themselves, from their minds, from their hearts, from their actions. And because they are love-filled, they are making a positive influence on the other congregants in the Temple of Light. They are making having a positive influence on all of our community, all of our island, those who are open and receptive to the love of God. When we have the love of God, we know that we are full of the essential energy. I know this, I believe this. I declare it and I release my words into the law of mind. I give thanks that as I have spoken, it is so. And so it is. Now, this is a treatment of light and illumination for Jennifer. I know that right now, Jennifer, and in fact, every single person within the sound of my voice who is taking part in this Tuesday evening spiritual enrichment service, every one of us desires right action in their lives. And we go with the flow. And we know that the flow of the energy of life takes us towards the destination that we want, takes us to the right action that we want to see fulfilled in our lives. And knowing that every activity that we engage in is motivated by right action. Every thought that we have is right action related. Every word that we speak is the right action of speech. And that all is well. I release my words into the law of mind. And I give thanks that as I have spoken, it is so. And so it is. So it is. So Vance, back to you. Yes, we saw quiet moments in the garden. That was Reverend John, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6. You can go on Facebook.com/Temple of Light. We have a number of classes that are coming up. And as they are mentioned, as they are spoken about on screen, in our emails, and in our announcements, please choose the ones or the twos that you would like to take part in, that classes you'd like to take part in. Their classes are all very, very interesting, and they take us a couple of steps further than we are. So I'm certainly recommending classes. On Thursday, we have prayer power, except that on the last Thursday of the month, it is 5 p.m., but regularly on Thursdays, it is 6. This is prayer power. Come and be uplifted by the transformative power of God's love, light, peace, and joy. The Zoom link can be found on our Facebook page. That's Prayer Power Thursdays. On Sunday, we have a live stream. So stay tuned and you will get more details on our Sunday service. And after some of our Sunday services, we have Discovery. Sometimes we have Angela with Wisdom Circle. This week's Spiritual Mind Healing service, that's the one that we've just finished. You can get it either on Facebook or Zoom. And if you feel moved to support our ministry, please feel free to donate at donate.templeoflightcsl.org. And we thank you in advance for your generosity and for helping us to be a beacon of light for the world. Now let us speak this affirmative prayer right now of thanksgiving. Together, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is. That's for those who are donating. Let us now move to the prayer of our center. If you can, please repeat with me. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. And the power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is. And this is our prayer for Jamaica. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island, Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. So it is. And now please join me in a closing prayer. Again, a closing prayer of gratitude. Gratitude that the presence of God has been with us throughout this Tuesday evening spiritual enrichment service. That the Spirit of God continues to be with us as we sign off and go to our individual separate activities. God remains with us because we cannot be separated from God. God is always there guiding us. And we need to pay attention to that guidance which is light and love and illumination and wisdom. We're guided by these attributes, these aspects of God. And as we accept it, we know that our lives become happier and happier, easier and easier, more fulfilling. That is how the universe works. I know this, I believe this, and I release my words into the law of mind, giving thanks that as I have spoken, it is so, and so it is. Folks, thank you so much for being with me. I enjoyed this.
And so it is.